What's going on, guys? Christian here from CK Wraps. Today I'm going to show you how to wrap a rear emblem on a Mercedes. This Mercedes emblem is chrome, as you can see. We're going to be wrapping it in gloss black. You're going to need a few things here. You're going to need some vinyl. So I have some obsidian black vinyl, which is pretty black. It's very nice to work with, so it's going to be easy to get into these detailed areas. This emblem is going to be wrapped in two pieces, guys. I'm going to show you how to quickly and easily do that today. Now, this car is getting a full chrome trim delete. If you're looking for that installation video, it will be on my website along with other chrome trim delete videos. ckwraps.com. I'll put a link in the top corner and the description below for you guys. Check it out. We're giving away 1 month free right now, so if you sign up, you get 1 month to try out. Let's get into this. So we're going to need a few things here. We need the vinyl, of course. We need our knife, very sharp, okay? Make sure that you have snapped off a fresh blade. We're gonna clean the emblem using isopropyl alcohol, which I've already done. I've actually elevated the emblem off of the vehicle and I've masked behind it, as you can see. So there is some spacing all the way around it here, which makes it easier to trim and to cut. In order to push the emblem out a bit, I did pop off the panel on the inside and just push the emblem out. Now you're going to ask me, why didn't I remove the emblem entirely? I didn't remove the emblem entirely because it's actually easier to do it while it's mounted to the vehicle. It's not moving around or sliding too much. So I find it's a little bit easier to do it this way. If I need to, I can then remove it afterwards and do up the edges, but I won't need to. I've done it many times on the actual vehicle itself. I highly recommend popping the emblem out a bit because it's going to remove it from the paint, and you don't want to cut the paint when you're actually cutting the excess film out. So it's going to be very important to actually pull this emblem out slightly. So we're going to need that. We're going to need a knife, very sharp, masking tape to tape behind it, a squeegee of your choice pretty much, something detailed like a little tucking tool. I've got a wrap stick flex here from Signmaker Tools. So we're going to need some kind of a detailed tool and a heat gun. That's pretty much it. I'm going to bring the camera in and show you guys how we do this really easily right now. Okay guys, we're gonna start off with either the outside or the inside. It doesn't really matter which one you choose, just choose one. So we basically wanna be wrapping the star section only and then the ring, or vice versa in the opposite order, it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna do the star section first because I think it's the hardest part and might as well knock that piece out right away. Let's get this into position. So we're gonna take this vinyl and we're going to gently massage it into place, get it going here. What I like to do here is then lift a little bit right here so we can then push the film in free of tension in this area right here. There we go. Let's push it in here, right in there, and then let's lift also right here and push it in. You don't really need any heat for this, guys. I'm showing you right now that you don't really need it. Right now, it's gonna come down to precision, okay? That's the important part. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna cut the film away right here, just a little bit. Let's get this section cut out right here. And this is always kind of like an estimate, right? I'm just kind of gauging what I need to leave to be able to do this. Oh, I didn't cut through it. Don't want to be scratching the emblem either. If you do happen to harm the emblem, they're not the most expensive, but it would suck to replace it, so you don't want to have to replace it. Obviously, we're trying to make money here and not spend it. There we go. Oops. There we go. Let's put that there, and then let's cut out this bottom section right here. Now you can do this other ways if you choose to. This is the way that I like to do it. And I've wrapped many of these, probably a dozen or so. Now I'm gonna grab my heat gun and just grab that and add a little bit of heat because I just wanna make sure that it's really conformed in and around those edges there. I wanna make sure that everything's covered. We don't wanna see any chrome. So let's get in there with our heat gun. This is full crank, my heat gun. Come in close, move it away, and just give that a shot of heat. Perfect. Perfect. Let's get the top section here. And then we're gonna need our detail tool in a second. So I'm gonna grab that right now. I'm gonna grab this guy right here, and I'm gonna make sure I lift the film up slightly right there and massage it right into that recess, just like so. Pretty straightforward. Let's grab it right here, same thing. Let's go here. I don't recommend doing this in one piece, guys, because this recess that I'm pushing the film into right now, right here and here, will actually bubble up over time. So you don't want to use one piece. You need to put a relief cut here. Cool, let's make sure that's all good there. Let's lift up right here. Just make sure it's really nicely massaged down and around the emblem before we do any cutting. Now there is going to be a slight bit of cutting on the emblem. I'll show you exactly where. It's basically right here where the star meets the ring. This is where we're gonna have a seam. we're about ready to cut. Let's do this. So rest your hand on something so you don't shake so much like me. And I'm kind of shaking a little bit more, too much coffee this morning. Cool. Now you can see why you want a mask, so that way you can cut here in this area safely without cutting the paint. Let's bring that out there. Let's come down into this corner here. And then let's come across the top section right here, inside. Now I have that nice space there, so it makes it very easy for me to cut, or easier for me to cut in this area. If we have a little extra vinyl, we can actually roll it around the back side, which is nice to be able to do that. So same thing up here, guys. Let's cut this. And let's go. You just have to find which way works to cut. I always start from the inside and come out. I don't start from the outside and then come in with the cut. It's important to cut from the inside out. This way you don't make any mistakes. Cool, let's come on along. Let's come across the top right here. Great. Now this can only be so perfect. Obviously this is pretty tight area. So we're gonna try and do our best to make it as perfect as possible. We want our seam and our overlap to look good. This is not the hardest part of this chrome trim bleed that I have to do today. The handles are very easy, but the front grille is gonna be a fun one. And that front grille will be on my website. Let's cut that out. Cool. So again, remember right here, I'm cutting on the chrome trim a little bit right here, just very lightly. I don't want to be putting huge gouges into it or even a light scratch. You want to make sure it's safe. Again, emblems can be replaced fairly easily. Let's get that right there. There we go. And then let's come in under here. Once we finish this piece, we're going to add some heat to it and push down those edges, make sure everything's nice and tight and solid. And let's get down here. Body position's very important too, to be able to see. So I'm trying to stay out of your way at the same time and do this. There we go. Hey, the star area is finished. That didn't take too long. Let's add some heat to it, clean it up. Now, if you really want to get around that backside edge, if your fingers aren't reaching, grab your squeegee with the buffer side and use your squeegee with the buffer side to get in and around there a little bit nicer. It'll help, trust me. Just clean that up really good. Amazing. When the emblem is manufactured, it's not perfect itself. It has, a slight roughness to the edges. It's not 100%. Now, time for our next piece. We're gonna be doing the outer ring right now. This is where it gets a little bit fun too, because we're gonna be doing our seams right over top of this edge where the star meets the circle. So what we wanna do is just kind of pull that taut, not too tight. Make sure it's taut all the way around, like so. You don't need to stretch it a lot to do this. It's fairly straightforward, again. So now I'm going to massage the film down, and I want to lift the film up off of the masking tape, make sure it's not sticking to it, and massage that film down and around that edge. Just like that. Let's get our squeegee in there, give that a little bit more love with some pushing around the edge there. Probably won't need to add any heat to this, but we'll do it afterwards. I won't need any heat before I cut. So that's looking pretty cool right now. We've got the profile, and again, this is exactly why you don't want to do this in one piece, because right here, where it's bridging the gap, is going to be too much tension. I'm actually going to snap another blade off here. I felt like my blade wasn't optimally sharp. There we go. So now, what we're going to do is we're going to cut like this. We're going to cut straight down like this, and then we're going to cut these little sort of slots like this. Let's come this way now from here. Just like that. Cool, like so. See? Now we're gonna come do the same thing here. A little moon shape. A little shaky today. This makes it a little bit harder to do. That's just the tape you hear me cutting on. Thank God it's there, right? Okay, we're gonna get rid of this star section. We're gonna pull some of this up right now, and hopefully it doesn't lift our wrap that's already there. Let's just cut this out like so, and give ourselves some tabs, okay? So as we can see, right now, we can lift these areas up here, like that. Lift that one up like this as well. And that's gonna lift the film up nicely. So this way, we can actually push the film in to this area here. Right there, just really nicely like that. Hopefully you can see that really nicely. So same thing here, or redo that, lift it up here, and I'm gonna let my hand kind of come down as I do this. Same thing here. The next part is a little bit tricky because we have to make sure that we overlap the black that's already there, otherwise we're gonna miss, and then we're gonna show chrome. Right down into that area really nicely. There we go. That's beautiful. Now I'm gonna make sure I tuck into here. Cool. I'm gonna make sure that we do this area here as well. Let's just put that tab down there. Cool. Now let's do some cutting. I'm just gonna kneel down, it's gonna be a little bit easier for me. And we're gonna make sure that we're overlapping the black. Now I can't really see where that seam is, so this is a judgment. I'm guessing right now. Okay, it's very hard to tell. So I'm trying with my memory of where I put the black on the star area, I'm trying to use my memory to remind me of where I actually wrapped to. It's better to have a little bit extra overlap than obviously not enough. Okay, so we're good there. You guys can tell me if you can see that seam. You're almost point blank. I'll bring you in right afterwards so you can see everything. Just because I don't want to hide anything, I want you guys to see everything. Now, I have done this on an Audi Emblem before. It took quite a while. It took like an hour and a half. But I did do it in chrome, so that was kind of a bit of a different story. There are other emblems you could probably do this on. I definitely don't recommend doing this on all emblems, as the time to do it could take too long. So sometimes just buying the emblem in black or the lettering in black is just the more efficient and effective way to go. Cost savings. Cool, there we go. Let's take that, stick that there. I can actually probably remove this. Yeah, let's get that out of the way. And then let's do the last one down here. A little shaky, see? But as soon as I put my hand on the car, it's a little bit easier, right? I don't shake so much. I don't know if I got that one good enough. Yeah, we did, we're good. Cool. That's that. You can see this is taking shape right now. Now, before we do these cuts right here, we're gonna make sure we're really tight and flush in this area. Just like so. I want to make sure that we've got this all pushed down really nicely. I'm going to lift off of the tape, make sure there's no tension there. Great. I'll just wait till I bring this in, guys, and show you. We're on the home stretch right now. Let's cut on the inside. Again, having a very sharp blade is very useful, guys. It'll help you get these nice clean cuts. Let's take that. Let's cut there. See how I start my cut on the inside? I don't start at the very end. There we go. Lift that edge a little bit, that's okay. We can always push the film back down if the edges lift slightly. This is just kind of where we're playing around with it a bit. We do still have to go over with heats, don't forget. That'll clean everything up. Like I said, I like to do this on the vehicle. It does make things a little bit easier when it's mounted to something as sturdy as the panel itself. Cool, let's just double check the outside one more time. Really want to make sure that my film is nicely down and around. I thought I saw a wrinkle there on that edge, so I'm just going to lift here slightly. make sure I lift off the tape and everything. Let's just really make sure that my vinyl is right to that edge. Cool. Let's cut around it like this. Just like this. Any extra that we leave around the backside, we can roll it around. So don't worry too much. We want our knife to be on the back edge right here. So as I get to a certain point, I'm going to stop because it's getting a little awkward. I'm going to start again here. I'm going to meet that area. It's good to practice your cutting skills doing this as well. Now the trickier part's going to be up here because I don't have a lot of room with the wiper blade in the way. Yeah, doing stuff like this is good for your knife work. Good practice. There we go. Let's take this off. Amazing. Now, the edges don't look great. Let's fix them up. This is where we need our heat gun. I'll use my finger first and just kind of smooth it all out. Not too much heat. I have it on the highest setting, but just don't use too much heat all at once. Just a little bit at a time. You might want to use a wrap glove. It'll help make your finger glide a little bit easier. Now that I've got the film going around the edge, we'll take our squeegee and start tapping this edge right here, massaging that film down and around. A little piece hanging off there. Push that around. Oh, let's get it cut off. I've got a little piece right here. There we go. Cool. Let's go back to it again. This is the best way to do it. Just tap down and around. At this point, you could remove the emblem if you wanted to the rest of the way, and then finish up your edges. Don't really need to. Again, just tapping these edges right here, pushing them down really nicely. We'll finish them off. Cool. Now, let's see how easy it is to remove this tape. Maybe I have to remove the emblem to take the tape off. We're gonna go over this one more time. Just make sure everything's good. Got a little flip up right there. Let's get that. And you don't want to heat too much. Just enough to get the film to conform and lay flat. And then now, really push the emblem back down. That'll stay right in there. So let's bring the camera in. Okay. There's no chrome showing. It looks pretty good. Gives it the effect of chrome trim delete. All right, guys, that's how you quickly, easily, and effectively wrap a Mercedes emblem. Again, this can be used on other emblems that you see fit. Obviously, you don't want it to take too much time. That already took a bit of time right there. It's about 20 minutes or so. So not terribly quick, but in order to do a nice job, things don't go quickly when you're doing it, when you want to do a nice job. So take your time, add that little bit of finesse to the job. It'll come out looking good. The customer will be happy with this. Even though there's a seam there, it's barely visible. Guys, I hope this video was informative and helpful. Again, don't forget to check out my website, ckwraps.com. Links are there for you. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it very much. Take care.